All right, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at the final Winter Streak workshop. My name is Brandy Hellman. I'm the Community Health Engagement Representative at WellSpan Health. We're going to get started here in a few moments doing our cooking demo with some energy bites. Before we get started, just a few quick things. A lot of you are already doing it. Thank you. If you could please put your first and last name into the chat to track attendance, that would be great. This is being recorded. The link to this will be sent out in an email from me before the end of the week. It will also be available at winterstreak.org. That email from me will also have an evaluation link for this workshop. Please take a minute to complete it. You also get an entry into our prizes for completing that survey. If you have any questions throughout this, please feel free to throw them in the chat and we will address them as they come along. And I think that that's all I have. So it's my pleasure to introduce Sandy and Carly and let them take it away. Nope. Can everyone hear them okay?
No,
No, I'm not seeing or hearing anything.
Nope, not at all. Nothing.
Okay,
it just looks like they're on mute.
there we go. I think
There
we're
they
good.
are.
We're gonna try.
Can you hear me now? Yes.
Yeah, we're good.
Yes,
Okay,
they are.
sorry about that. We're good.
All right, hurdle number one, we've got that over. All right, well, welcome everybody. My name is Sandy.
And my name is Carly.
And we're excited to have you here for the Winter Street cooking demo. Today, we are going to be making baked oatmeal bites. Now, one of the first things I will tell you is that in the photo that goes with the recipe, they look like they're little balls. The reason we didn't make them into little balls is because I can't say the word balls so many times without cracking up laughing. So just so that you know, we're gonna make them in a muffin pan and we're gonna talk about that a little bit, but we're gonna hopefully have a lot of fun and be something very simple and easy. Because if you're like my co-host Carly, you like easy, you like simple, but you also like something that tastes good, but is also healthy. So that's what we're gonna do today. So Carly's gonna go ahead and start with our dry ingredients.
All right. Here we go first with our oats.
So we're using dry oatmeal. We've got 4 cups of dry oatmeal. And there's a lot of really good things that come from oatmeal. One of it is very high in protein. It's also very low in natural sugars. And one of the things that it does is it helps to keep you fuller longer. You're gonna put both of those in, actually. Both oats. Yes, both things.
A lot of oats?
There's a lot of it.
All right.
So it's gonna help keep you fuller longer, which is gonna be a really good thing for like hunger and satiety, so forth. Then we're also using a little bit of a sweetener. This is Splenda. And again, we'll have all the measurements later on for you specifically. So with Splenda, what we know is that it's about 600 times sweeter than regular sugar. It's got sucralose. It's been chemically altered. You can keep going.
Keep on going.
Yep, it's been chemically altered so that it passes through your body a little faster, therefore it doesn't get stored and then used as energy later, which is like a really good thing, but a little bit goes a long way. So this also calls for some nuts, and we were using pecans.
Yeah, pecans. I did some research for everybody, in case you're wondering. Pecans come from the only major nut tree native to North America. And if that is not a good enough fact for you, the largest recorded pecan or pecan, depending on where you come from, was 20 pounds.
That's pretty good.
That's a big,
That's a big nut.
That's a big nut.
That's a big nut, okay. And then it also calls for fruit. So we're gonna actually use some blueberries today, but it can be your fruit of choice. You can have strawberries, you can have blueberries, you can have all kinds of different types of things that you want.
I have another fun fact for everybody. Blueberries, superfoods, right? They're called superfoods because of their high nutrient content and health benefits. Not because of what I thought, which was leaping tall buildings with a single bound and having X-ray vision. That's not why they're called superfoods, but so Google that.
All right. And then she's gonna add a little bit of brown sugar in as well, and then a little bit of sea salt. So again, all of these ingredients are gonna go in together. Those are the dry ingredients, and then she's gonna mix them all up a little bit. So some other fun things about oatmeal is that typically instant oatmeal is the most highly processed form of oatmeal. And about 75% of households have oatmeal in them. So now you're thinking to yourself, am I one of those 75%? Do I actually have oatmeal in my house? What we do know is that, again, it's a highly nutritious food, and it's also a bargain food. It's about 15 cents per serving. So you can get a lot of bang for your buck. And it mostly is used in oatmeal cookies. Okay, that is like the #1 thing. And then in meatloaf, which again, when I read that, I was like, huh, who knew that meatloaf? But I understand it can be like a staple as far as that goes, and an additive to kind of help bind it all together a little bit. So it's a good thing. So as I said, we're gonna be making these in muffin tins as we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the dry or the wet ingredients while she goes ahead and finishes that. So we've got 4½ cups of low-fat milk, and I've already got it measured out just because it would make it easier. And then we're also gonna use 1 cup of liquid egg. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in.
I love a liquid egg. So much easier than finish shells.
Yes.
I'm a bit of a mess with a shell.
And then we've got a little bit of vanilla. We have 2 tablespoons of vanilla. So again, it sort of feels like a lot of liquid, and one of the things you'll notice is that we're mixing this all up. It definitely is pretty liquidy, but that's the best part about it. Once it's baked, they really come out really, really well. So how are we doing over there?
As good as I'm gonna get.
All right. So then the next easiest part, again, this is basically pretty much how you have to do it as far as getting it ready. Then we're just gonna add the liquid into the dry ingredients, and then I'm gonna let her go ahead and mix some more.
Ooh. Think I can.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way. Then I'm gonna bring in our muffin tins. Now, the recipe does call for you to cook it in muffin tins, so we've got some extra large ones. They're about 6-ounce capacity because about 4 ounces is gonna go into this. But there's a lot of different things that you can do. You could try making this in a mini muffin tin and just put in less, and then the serving sizes are going to be less. Okay, this is actually gonna make 12. You can do that in a Pyrex 9x13 dish, cook it all at once, and then it's like a bar, and then you just let it cool, and then you cut it down the side. So lots of different ways to be able to get the serving size that you want. So I'm just gonna go ahead and generously get our pan ready to go here so that nothing sticks. And then Carly's favorite part is she's gonna try to measure out equal amounts to start putting that in there. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that over a little bit. And again, we've got muffin tins that are ready to go. She's got a measuring thing here. So we're gonna go about 4 ounces. As you can see, this is very liquidy. Okay, so there are oats at the bottom. So when she's scooping, she's gonna try to get down to get some of those oats, try to get some of those blueberries in there as well.
It's like a game too.
It is a game.
It's very easy and a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
all right.
So lots of it. So again, one of the things that we try to do in these cooking demos is to make sure that it is healthy, that we also want to make sure that it is something that's pretty easy and that doesn't have a tremendous amount of ingredients. I don't know about you guys, but if I look at a recipe and it's like a list of ingredients that are like 100 ingredients long, and I don't have 99 of those in my house, I'm not going to go out and purchase all of those, because most likely it's going to be one of those things where I'm just using it one time and then I'm never going to use it again. So again, as you can see, this is pretty much filling up each one of those muffin tins as it goes. This will bake for about 30-35 minutes at a temperature of about 350 degrees. If you do it in a larger pan, it actually needs to cook a little bit longer. Okay, so just FYI on that. Now, Carly will tell you, okay, and I'm only repeating this as something Carly said to me is, Carly will tell you that usually whatever she bakes or makes or eats will end up on the front of her.
Oh, yes.
So I am cleaning up a little after Carly as she sort of slopped it all over everything, of course. So that's okay.
It's speed. I need to do things.
No, it's not a problem. Okay?
Yes, I usually end up with food on me and all over me before and after dinner. So
The best part is you do not have to be a chef, a professional cook, in order to enjoy these recipes, in order to do them up well. It's one of those things where you look at the ingredients, you find something that you think that you like. And again, this can be modified. If you're a person that says, you know what, I need just a little bit more sweetness, and I would like to have some chocolate chips in this. Okay, first of all, put them in. There is no food that we know of that is completely off the table. It's moderation. So maybe you use a really small semi-morsel, like a dark chocolate or even just milk chocolate. But understand that if you do that, it is going to change the calorie content and it's going to change the sugars and all those types of things. So we just have to kind of know that sort of thing as you're going through all of that a little bit, okay? So again, we've got all of that in there. We're going to go ahead and just wipe those clean. And I do that because that way when it's cooking, then it doesn't bake and crust on there so much that we can't get it off, okay? So again, you can see these are nice and filled. and then we're gonna go ahead and put them in the oven. So Carly, while I'm doing that, why don't you go ahead and wash your hands?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the reason for that is because, of course, the magic of television, we have one already prepped and ready to rumble. We knew we did not have the entire time to be able to cook that in this class. So we made a batch up this morning. And Carly is gonna be our taste tester here. So that everybody can see exactly how they are. So what you can see right here is we've got all kinds of goodness. So they come out really, really nice. Okay, Carly, I'm gonna let you go ahead and pick one and plate it for yourself.
Fantastic. I'm gonna go right here in the middle.
Perfect. Okay.
All right.
And then have at
Time
it.
for action.
So the reason that we made sure she washed her hands is because we didn't want any cross contamination as she had been working with food and now she's gonna eat. We want to make sure that we're doing everything as healthy as we possibly can. So I told her that I would make sure I asked her how it is while her mouth is full, just like when you're at a restaurant, okay? So that you can only give me the thumbs up and like, ooh, that's a really good thing, okay?
So good.
All right, so these have been cold, okay? You could eat them right out of the out of the oven if you want, but again, they're going to be a little bit warm, so just be cautious. Best part about this is people think, "Oh, I'm gonna make 12 of them, I can't eat them that fast." Here's a great solution. Just take a little bit of cellophane, wrap them up nice and tight, then wrap them in foil and freeze them. And that way, when you're ready to go, you just pull them out and then you take it with you. This is a perfect grab and go food. Something that is so simple for you to take as you're going through that a little bit.
That's what I need in my life, Cindy.
Just something to make it a little bit more simple.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. So again, some people are like, I don't like the texture of oats. But when you can, mix it with a bunch of these other things and you get your fruit in there, you get a lot of good, healthy goodness coming through that. And it's something that's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And this contains a superfood that
It does.
again, I remember, now I know,
Yeah.
not superpowers, healthy nutrients.
So what we know is that oats were originally thought of as a wheat. Okay, now I'm not telling you to go do wheat, okay, just so we're clear on that. But it's kind of interesting. And about 95% of oatmeal that is grown for animal feed. Okay, so what we do consume quite a bit of that. The US and Canada are the highest producers and consumers of oatmeal. Like I said, it can help with weight loss, weight management, because it keeps you feeling fuller longer. It also releases slowly, so it doesn't have a high spike in your blood sugars and, those types of things as far as that protein goes, which we know is something that gives our body energy. Okay, so that's pretty quick.
Yeah, that was fast and easy. I think even I can do that.
That's my kind of cooking demo, something that's just quick and easy. So, all right, we are well ahead of time. So we're going to open it up, see if anybody has any specific questions for us at this point. Randy's checking here.
Not seeing any yet. Anybody have any questions? How many calories? Did you say how many calories?
So in one serving, it's about 220 calories and about 13 grams of sugar with 10 grams of protein. So this would not be considered a snack at this size because a snack is usually going to be like 150 calories or less. So this is more like, seriously, like part of a breakfast would be great with some yogurt, or you could have it for lunch. Or if you need a snack between lunch and dinner, because dinner's going to be held out a little longer, that would be another one of those types of things. Again, grab and go. These would be great for your kids in the morning as you're trying to get them out the door on the bus, something that they can eat very easily, and it's not messy, okay?
Is it true that oats are good for your heart?
Oats are absolutely good for your heart. They are very low in saturated fats. Like I said, they're high in proteins. And the other thing is that compared to most whole grains, this is one of the best oats that you could use as far as carbs go. Lower in carbs, but one of the highest as whole grain foods. Very hard.
You know about how many carbs?
I do. Let me jump off camera real quickly. I should have that.
And while Sandy does that, I will dance. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Sorry, guys.
So it's 32 grams of carbs for one, okay? But again, they're whole grain carbs, so which is a healthier carb for you.
How about drizzling some honey on top?
Yeah, so for a lot of people, Splenda may not be something that they want to use, those artificial sweeteners. So the good news is that there's a lot of different ones. You can use honey, you can use agave nectar, you can use monk fruit, you can use stevia. So there's a lot of different ones out there. Different ones will react differently with people. Again, as this has been chemically altered to move through your body a little bit faster, for some people that maybe just doesn't sit with them very well. So you find one that works. Pure sugar would increase the sugar content and increase the fat. So that's why we're going with the sweetener as far as that goes. So
Great.
yeah, honey on top. But again, if you alter it, it is going to alter those nutritional facts that we're providing for.
That's great. Great questions. Someone asked where we can get the recipe. I will make sure to share that with the email I send out before the end of the week. Someone asked if you can add cinnamon.
Yeah, cinnamon would be a good thing, and we know cinnamon has a lot of really good qualities to it, for your heart. It's a very healthy, spice. Cinnamon is delicious. It is. It's a good addition. Yeah. Great suggestion.
It is. What if you were allergic to eggs? What can replace that ingredient?
So this is actually a liquid egg substitute, so you could probably use some different types of liquid egg substitutes that you aren't allergic to. If not, you could potentially go to like a Greek yogurt, as long as you don't have a dairy issue. Like if you're not lactose intolerant. So Greek yogurt would work well with this.
Thank you. Can you use this recipe substituting using bran instead of oatmeal?
I would think that you could. I've not tried it, obviously, but yeah, I'd give it a go. That's the best part about most of the recipes that we're gonna provide for you when we do these, is that you can modify it according to something that you like. For somebody, again, Carly was like, I'm not a real big blueberry fan.
Right, yeah, but they are delicious because, so a little sharing with the group here, texture problem for me sometimes when I eat things. So whole fruits and stuff, I have always kind of shied away from that, but one, blueberries are small, which is awesome, and in eating this, honestly, when you cook a blueberry, it kind of mushes, and so the texture works for me. I can eat this, it's delicious, so give it a go, give it a shot. Blueberries are delicious.
But again, you modify it according to what works for you. So if you don't like a blueberry, then you find a different type of fruit. If you don't like pecans, you can use almonds, you can use cashews, you can use chopped up peanuts. You can eliminate the nuts completely. Again, that's just one of the binding ingredients that's going to help hold it together a little bit better.
Great. And someone said they can't eat oats. Is there a substitute I can use?
Probably a horse. No, I'm just kidding. I honestly, I'm not sure. I'd have to do some research on that. There probably is something out there that you could do, but I don't know right off the top of my head, and I would not want to give you misinformation, so.
Thank you. There's lots of great comments saying that it would be good with other fruits too. They're gonna try with slivered almonds and dried cranberries. Someone asked, did you use whole eggs or egg whites? Can you just use egg whites?
You could, yes. I used a liquid egg substitute is what we used, again, to help cut down a little bit on some of the calories.
Great, thank you. Any other questions for Carly and Sandy? I think I've got them all. I hope I didn't miss any.
Any questions about the stirring technique, where I learned my dumping, like, I had to stretch before the event today, so I'm happy to answer any of these questions.
And they're
Yes.
not balls, so.
They said you did a great job stirring, Carly.
Our goal was to try not to have a junior child all over everything, so I believe we have accomplished that indeed, so. It's not bad that Carly and I working together for the first time.
Yes, this was your first time working together in a cooking demo. It was amazing. Thank you both so much. Someone like, they said they liked the messy pouring, and it was it was a very fun presentation. Make sure I'm not missing any questions here. Before we wrap up, again, if you haven't done so already, please be sure to put your first and last name in the chat so we can track you for attendance, get you entered into our prizes. And yes, lots of great comments. Thank you guys so much for attending. Again, this is being recorded, so if you can view it as many times as you like, it'll be on the website at winterstreak.org before the end of the week. I'm gonna plug in the resource library that has tons of other really healthy recipes included as well. So that's in the link for you here too. Again, this recipe will be in the email from me as well before the end of the week. And please don't forget to take the evaluation as well for this. Share your feedback on how great of a job these ladies did. And no other questions coming through. We will wrap up. Thank you all so much for attending today and have a great day.
Enjoy your day. Thank you.